I'm here at Moksha Yoga in Los Angeles, which is the new hot yoga studio. When I say hot, it's actually a sort of form of yoga that's really sweeping America now, hot yoga. And I'm sitting here with Emily Morwin, who is the co-owner of the studio here. There are a number of studios, aren't there? They're mainly in Canada. There are 60.
There's 60 in Canada and 4 in the United States.
4 in the United States. But I'm really excited for Emily to tell us a little bit about hot yoga. So what is it? What makes hot yoga different from regular yoga? I know Moksha is its own thing, but let's explain.
All right, hot yoga, basically you just get really, really sweaty. Here at Moksha, we use radiant heat technology, which is this beautiful form of heat. We've got radiant panels on the ceilings, and they are designed so that they actually heat the surface of your body, and then the body actually heats the room. So it's a really nice, that mixed with the air filtration, which filters the air every 10 minutes, creates this really nice environment to get really sweaty in.
That's great to know. And you know what's so interesting about that is that I've done a class here, and I had no idea that it was this special kind of technology, because what's interesting in just walking into the studio just now is that it's hot. It's definitely hot, but it's a beautiful humidity. It's a lovely soft heat. And so it's basically not just cranking the heating up in your living room sort of thing, which would be a dry and unpleasant heat. And the other thing that I find interesting is that you've now answered a question that I had, which was with this sweating yoga, surely it's unhealthy if people have germs and they're sweating, as you said, that you're sweating all the toxins out, but then you don't want somebody else's toxins. So you have this amazing technology that cleanses the air, which is beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, every 10 minutes the air gets fully filtered, so you really feel that as you breathe, and it's nice because you get to, get a lot of clean oxygen. The other thing, in terms of if we're talking about cleanliness, is that we are very, very, very proud of the fact that we generally have about 6 people on hand at all times, just cleaning with all natural cleaning products. Cork is also a antimicrobial material, so it actually naturally...
And the floor of the studios are cork, beautiful cork.
Exactly, yeah, so we haven't,
you can tell, I mean, when you walk in here, it just smells lovely. It smells clean, a little bit of lemongrass, I noticed. It's just a really pleasant environment. Yeah. Now, Moksha Yoga is the brand, if you like, or it was not a brand, but it's a form of yoga, and it was created in Canada, correct? Originally by
Ted Grand and Jessica Robertson.
And why they decided that they wanted to create this series of poses, yes, that make up the Moksha Yoga series. And so what inspired them? Because I'm very cognizant of certain yoga traditions like Iyengar yoga or Ashtanga yoga and whatnot. So where does Moksha get its inspiration from?
Yeah, so they actually, both of them were very, very athletic, but also had come from a long line of injuries too. So it comes from a place of developing something that's sustainable. You can do it now and feel amazing. Like you can do it when you're 18. Not that I'm 18, but and then you can do it when you're 75 too and feel amazing.
Or 80.
Or 80. Or 100. Yeah. You can do it. And of course, they were just huge believers in the heat technology as well, and getting that sweat. I don't think we actually talked about some of the benefits of practicing in the heat, and one is, like we mentioned, is that detox, right? Your skin holds the most toxins in the body, so getting that sweat is just so amazing, and also just allows for just an incredible release at the end, shavasana, and just that stillness.
Yes.
But also getting the heart rate up, so when you're in those poses, you get that amazing cardiovascular component without having to strain the body. And then you can also get deeper into some stretching poses. So for some of us who are a little tighter, it allows you for a deeper to get into.
It does actually. Well, that was the most sort of the biggest thing that I realized when I was practicing was that some of the poses that normally I would really have a hard time getting into, I have very tight hips. Suddenly, it was almost miraculous. And then I thought, oh, the moment I cool down, it's going to go back. It's like a piece of elastic that's just all rubber that stretches with heat. But I found it very interesting that what you said was that the practice was developed, the series was developed in a way in a response to injury or not injuring yourself. Because I found that being a yoga teacher or an ex-yoga teacher myself, a lot of people injure themselves on the yoga mat, and it can be a big turn-off for a lot of people. So this is very interesting that hot yoga actually lends itself to less injury.
Yeah, so actually what we work with is we work from the simplicity of yoga. So we're never doing anything that is like a crazy circus, you know, like acrobatic pretzel move, which looks amazing in a magazine, but like most of us, you know, can't get our bodies into that shape without a lot of,
and that's how people get hurt, because people force themselves to do that.
Yeah, so if you come to any of the classes, they're all going to be accessible to all levels, and not just to the beginners, but you can also be like a really strong athlete. Like I said, we have a lot of athletes, NFL players, dancers, and there's something in there for them as well, because within that simplicity, we're also providing the access to work really hard and to get that sweat and to get that, you know, heart rate pumping.
Oh, God, it makes me want to do it. Now, how many poses are there in the series?
42.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And give or take. I mean, it's not a script. So depending on what the teacher's focusing on, we'll sort of color and shape the arc of the class, and also depending on who's in the class, and So
now, for people who can't, we already know that you can go to. Now, what is the website that we go to?
So for LA or for
generally, if somebody wanted to find out.
So Moksha, MOKSHA yoga.ca is the main website, and from there you can access any of the local Moksha studios.
Fine. So you can see if there's one local to you. And if you live in Canada, there will most definitely be one local to you.
Probably down the street.
Probably down the street. But for somebody who doesn't have access to this studio, and they maybe want to have a go at practicing the Moksha series, maybe they could turn up their heating, or maybe you, on a really hot summer's day, you can go outside in the yard. So is there a DVD, a book?
So you can go to that same website, mokshayoga.ca, and there's a whole bunch of posture tips, so little videos to break down the poses, some of the main poses that we do in the classic Moksha series. There's also a download you could do. So it's got it's got the whole series. So you can either do a 30-minute, you know, if you want to squeeze it into your day, or a 60-minute or a 90-minute. So all those options are there.
Right.
That's fantastic. You can take it with you.
And how long are the classes in duration at the studio?
We have 60 minutes, 75, and 90, and we also, I should mention, have our classic Moksha, which I just described, but we also have flow classes, which are more vinyasa, again rooted in the simplicity, but we kick your butt within that. And then something called Yang Yin, which is a little different flavor. We get really sweaty in the first part, and then we do a yin practice, so holding, stretching poses, 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, it all sounds so good. So basically, that's what the sort of background of hot yoga, but more importantly is Moksha yoga, which is just a very safe and well thought out and beautiful practice. So thank you for coming and telling us about it.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna get ready. I'm ready
to do class?
Yeah, I think maybe today. I'm gonna practice. Thank you.